Playing the Radical Latino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the air for New York's very own.
Radical Latino is taking you to another level.
What's poppin', my people? Welcome back to another episode. It's the Radical Latino. Welcome back to the Radical Latino Show. I hope everybody had a great year. It's 2019 now. I hope everybody's doing great, and everybody's starting to get their their things in order and stuff like that. I hope you guys actually heard the last couple of episodes that I was putting out, just 2 episodes before the new year, and you guys found it helpful with that life coach and what she was talking about. I like to bring in things that will help you guys and help out all the listeners of the show, just to improve your lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Because mind you, this is a somewhat of a social justice podcast, you know what I'm saying? We tackle a lot of heavy subjects, and the whole point of me even doing this is to help my people. Not only my people, but everybody else, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it and stuff like that. But a lot of things have been happening. A lot of things have been happening for the past couple of days in the start of the new year. Holy shit, there's a lot going on, you know what I'm saying? First of all, for those who aren't following me on Twitter and Instagram, I suggest you guys do so, because I am starting to upload fight videos. And when I say fight videos, you guys probably think the regular World Star fight videos and all this other shit. Nah, not whatsoever. These are white people fight videos. Now, why am I uploading white people fight videos? Because for a couple of weeks now, I've been tagged, sent, captioned on, and everything with under the sun on World Star or YouTube fight videos on our people fighting. You know what I'm saying? Black and Latin people fighting amongst each other or fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? And most of them are like, our white supremacists out here, tagging me in these things, talking about, well, you people, fight a lot and all this other stuff. You talking about that whole anti-white shit and all this other bullshit, right? So I took it upon myself. I'm like, all right, cool. If you guys are tagging me on things like this, right, I'm gonna take it upon myself and upload white people fight videos. You know what I'm saying? Because I am sick and tired of people constantly uploading negative imagery of us. If we're not seeing it on TV, we're gonna see it in the movies. If we're not gonna see it in movies, we're gonna see it in the news. If we don't see it in the news, we're gonna hear about it. You know what I'm saying? So we constantly see negative image of us, and I am not for that shit. I'm like, yo, you guys want to put negative images? I got you, fam. Let's see who could be petty. You know what I mean? So I start uploading, white people fight videos. It started getting a lot of buzz, so I've started getting a lot of followers out of that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go to my Instagram and Twitter. It's under the same name, radical_Latino_. And y'all will see that's what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? I got, like, after that, I haven't been getting tagged on, a lot now, because for the past couple of days, or weeks rather, I've been getting tagged on pretty frequently. You know what I'm saying? Now it hasn't happened. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't happened. Maybe they got the message or whatever, but I still got a couple of white people fight videos on deck. You know what I'm saying? I still got that shit on the stash just in case. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there or whatever. Another thing that happened, it's a lot to talk about. Jesus Christ. Another thing that happened. I read this article about this 69-year-old man that wants to be recognized as 49. That he's 49 years old, and he's calling himself trans age. You guys heard it, trans age. So we're not going to have transsexuals and transracials. We're going to have trans age type of people, meaning I could be 70 years old and I'm identifying as a 21-year-old. You know what I'm saying? And this is getting out of hand. This is crazy. The delusion on people is crazy. I just read this article and I'm like, yo, what in the fuck? Are you serious? Trans age? Are you fucking kidding me? 69-year-old dude wants to be recognized as 49? How does that work? You just go back to the DMV and just, you know, revert your years back? Like, how does that work? I don't get it. I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. And I see this as a slick way of them basically low-key promoting pedophilia. Now, this might be a reach. But just hear me out, all right? When these people out here are going to be talking about I'm trans age and all this other bullshit, it's not that far of a stretch of the imagination that one of these people are gonna say, hey, I'm 16 and these motherfuckers are 35. You know what I mean? I'm 16, so I'm not doing nothing illegal with this 16-year-old girl. Or I'm 14, I'm not doing nothing illegal with this 14-year-old boy. You know what I'm saying? So this is how I see. It might be a stretch. I don't know. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? You do not put anything past these white supremacists. You know what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers are evil. All right? So this whole trans age shit, I'm telling you, I feel like it's a low-key way of them, you know, like trying to have pedophilia, like acceptance. You know what I'm saying? Like having it be normalized. You know what I mean? Don't worry about if I got gray hair and all that. I'm identifying as a 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm old enough to fucking drink and drive and rent a fucking car, don't worry about all of that shit. I'm identifying as a 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. And yo, it's getting ridiculous, B. Like, this is, you know, this is wild crazy. You got white people thinking they're black. Now they're talking about their trans age. Like, come on, son. Like, this is some shit. You know what I mean? I'd be like, yo, I'm fucking 21. You know what I mean? Fuck it. I'm gonna just stay 21. You know what I mean? That doesn't make it true. This is fucking crazy. But yeah, this is fucking crazy. But yeah, that's one of the things that happened, you know, these couple of weeks and whatnot. And also, I want to give you guys a update on this whole Amber Guyger situation. For those who don't know, Amber Guyger is the white woman, former Dallas police officer who shot and killed Bolton Jean inside his apartment. And listen, if you guys go to my YouTube, I break this whole thing down. This is all a cover-up, yo. This shit is all a cover-up. She's saying that she, you know, she found her door open, and then they go test out. None of the doors stay open. They have a slam shut system, and all that. She said that she put her key in and the door open. And then there's other videos, evidence that shows that when you put the key in, it doesn't even let you open the door. And all, my man had a red mat. She didn't have no, you know what I'm saying? And then you got witnesses out here talking about, they actually heard her knocking on the door, talking about let me in, let me in, let me in, let me in. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of inconsistencies in this story. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of inconsistencies in the story. But there's an update. the judge ordered a gag order on both attorneys in this case, prohibiting them from sharing details of this case, meaning they can't talk or make press conferences or anything about details of an ongoing case in a trial. So they can't make statements, they can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that the reason why they're doing this is because the judge sees that Amber Guyger's in the wrong. This whole thing doesn't make sense. This whole trial shouldn't even be going on. She should just be convicted for murder. It shouldn't even go on for a whole year, you know? It should just take a couple of days. Boom, here's all the evidence. It's not even, this case is not even complicated like that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like this is how white supremacy works, okay? They will protect you. They will protect you to the maximum effort. They will protect you to the maximum effort. And after that, after the protection, because they have to keep this illusion going on, you know? After this protection goes on, that's when they free you and you could walk around and do whatever you want. For example, they were doing the same thing to Dylan Roof. You know what I'm saying? Dylan Roof wanted the death penalty. He kept on begging for it. He actually begged for it. And they were like, no, well, you're mentally ill. No, I'm not. I knew exactly what I was doing. Well, you kind of didn't. No, I knew exactly what I was doing. He begged for it to the point where he got it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if this gag order wasn't, you know, put on to the to lawyers, all the details of the case would have been going on. There would have been a big uprising. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they're going to try to do this silently. After the case is done, that's when they'll bring in the verdict, and then people are going to be like, yo, what the fuck happened? And they were trying to, they'll figure out what happened in the case, and from that moment on, they'll try to scrub everything off. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. But I think that they did this just to protect this woman. You know what I'm saying? They did this just to protect this woman. And the statement that they put out was so fucking crazy. It's so wild. The reason why they even did this, you know what I'm saying? Check this out. They said, as a result of statements made to and published by the press of serious and imminent threat to the constitutional rights of the defendant, hearing to a failed trial exodus. Joe, come on, are you serious? Nah, a fair trial? This whole shit doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? You got witnesses saying that she was knocking on homie's door. Then you got witnesses saying that they actually heard her say, let me in, let me in, let me in. Shorty lives on the third floor. He lives on the fourth floor. You know, there's obviously big differences on the door placement. The doors cannot stay open and all that. Come on, all of this shit doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? They are protecting this woman. That's what it is. And this is what we gotta call out. White supremacy. They are protecting this woman. You know what I'm saying? They are protecting this woman. This is how it starts. You know? This is how it starts. And I hate to say it, but I have a very strong feeling that she might be found, like, you know, innocent on this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that she is. That she might be found innocent on this whole thing. She might walk away. I have a very strong feeling. I don't know. Again, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We'll find out. You know, soon we'll find out. You know what I'm saying? But that's an update right there on the whole Amber Guyger thing. You know. Now, moving on to the surviving R. Kelly. Jesus fucking Christ. So there was a 6-part? I think there was a 6-part episode of Surviving R. Kelly. Shit, that was crazy. My God, almost everybody and their moms were talking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, I got a lot of mixed feelings about this whole Surviving R. Kelly thing. You know, I have a lot of mixed feelings on it. I'm not promoting what he did. I'm not saying what he did was right. I'm not saying that everything that he was accused for is false. I'm not saying none of that, okay? he's a sick fuck. You know what I'm saying? He's sick. He shouldn't have been doing none of that. He should have been stopped a long time ago. This is my problem. They are making black people, especially black men, the face of the Me Too. In other words, they're making black men the face of rape. That's what they're doing. They're making the black men the face of rape. It wasn't good enough on the holla back sis bullshit. For those who don't know, the holla back joint was the propaganda video that followed the woman for 12 hours walking around New York City, and they edited the shit out of that whole video to the point where it only showed black and Latin men hollering at this white woman, and you know, obviously white woman have to be the victim, and they were trying to get a law passed saying that it was illegal to basically holla at at women, and they had this whole hashtag called holla back sis, and it was a whole, you know, anti-black male propaganda, you know what I'm saying? Because that whole video was all about going against black and Latin men, you know what I mean? Obviously, because I was trying to do that was trying to become the new stop and frisk. Obviously that didn't work, so they went back to the drawing board. And they're coming out with this bullshit. Me Too. They went back to the drawing board and went out with this shit called Me Too. Mind you, a bunch of white men have came out saying that they did a lot of shit. Louis C.K., you know, Charlie Sheen, you know, the dude from the House of Cards dudes, Kevin Spacey, you know what I mean? Like all of these people, Harvey Weinstein, 100 women with Harvey Weinstein, you know what I'm saying? So all these people are being called out, are being brought up, and you know, talked about and said, listen, this is what they're doing to me, and all that. Harvey Weinstein has been proven to be a goddamn rapist because they caught him on videotapes and recordings and all this other crazy shit. And there's no documentary for him. There's no documentary for Woody Allen. There's no documentary for the Man for Seventh Heaven. There's nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But what there is a documentary for is R. Kelly. It's a documentary for R. Kelly? For real? So, you know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. First of all, it was Cosby. And now it's R. Kelly? Wait the fuck on. Hold on. This whole shit doesn't even make sense. R. Kelly right now, mind you, I'm not condoning what R. Kelly did. He's a fucking scumbag. But don't start leaping off all throughout all these other white people who have come out or not come out, who've been exposed of doing some wild, crazy shit, and just start hanging a black man on things that we all known, and we all didn't get him out the paint for that. You know what I'm saying? We all knew everything about R. Kelly. It wasn't a secret, but we never got him out the paint for that shit. You know what I'm saying? This whole thing was not a secret. You know what I mean? That whole Aaliyah shit wasn't a secret. The whole Sparkle thing wasn't a secret. You know what I'm saying? So my problem is that they're trying to make black men the face of this whole rape culture, this whole Me Too movement. You know what I'm saying? And then now people are talking about R. Kelly and all this other shit. And guess what? His album sales actually are going up because of this shit. RCA is making a grip off of this. Also, R. Kelly is planning on releasing condemning evidence for each accuser that appeared on the documentary and exposing them, saying that they're liars. You know what I mean? So he's planning on doing that. So while he's planning on doing that, he's also planning on suing most of these people. You know what I mean? So this is some shit. Well, again, I'm not saying that he shouldn't come out. I'm not saying that I condone anything he did and all this other stuff. What I'm saying is you shouldn't be making a black man the face of something that white people have been doing for this whole fucking time, and nobody ever got them out the paint for that shit. You know what I'm saying? They're leaping over a bunch of people. And I don't want to hear that, oh, look, Harvey Weinstein's in jail now. No, he bailed out, and now he's just awaiting trial. And every day, and every other day, and every other week, you hear that each case of an accuser is being dismissed and dropped. So what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Each case out of 100 women, damn near almost every day, is being dismissed and dropped. So this is something that we really gotta talk about. You know what I'm saying? This is something we really gotta talk about. You know what I mean? So that whole, R. Kelly shit, that shit is wild. That shit is wild. You know what I mean? That shit is wild. But moving on to the main topic of the show, the war against Latin people. Now, what do I mean by that? The war against Latin people. Now, for those who live in America or international, if you guys are really prevalent on what's happening in the news and all that, you guys are aware that in America, Trump basically shut down the government. You know what I'm saying? He shut down the government, and he is gunning for this wall, right? Before I give you my thoughts, let me break down his bullshit, all right? So for months and months and months, when he was campaigning, my man was saying Mexico's gonna pay for the wall. Mexico's gonna pay for the wall. I even made a video debunking on my YouTube channel, debunking this whole Trump wall shit. But that's what Trump was saying. Mexico's gonna pay for the wall.
And who's gonna pay for the wall? Who's gonna pay for the wall? Who's gonna pay for the wall?
And remember, guys, all of this is fear-mongering. You know what I'm saying? He is not going against Mexicans. He's going against Latin people. This is a code word. Mexico, it's a code word for all Latin people. All of you motherfuckers speak Spanish. You brown asses are Mexican. I don't want to hear nothing about it. That's what code word is. But he was saying Mexico is going to pay for it. Mexico is going to pay for it. And then he started to change his tune. And you know how Donald Trump does. He likes to contradict himself. This is what he said.
I know the fake news likes to say it. When during the campaign, I would say Mexico's going to pay for it. Obviously, I never said this, and I never meant they're going to write out a check.
You know what I'm saying? So he likes to contradict himself and shit. You know what I mean? Like he's backpedaling and all this other stuff, talking about, oh, I didn't really say that. Come on, my man. Really? Come on, dude. That's exactly what you said. My man likes to backpedal his ass off. You know what I mean? And that was a big thing in America. Well, who's gonna pay for it? And he was like, oh, don't worry about it, Mexico. But then he's backtracking and all this other stuff because that's not. Listen, the wall is not the big issue. The wall is supposed to be a symbolism of white supremacy. Listen, I could control you guys, okay? I could tell you you guys are not allowed in a country that I wasn't even allowed or born in. That I wasn't even originally from. My family wasn't originally from this. You know what I'm saying? That's white supremacy. But if we want proof that Donald Trump said this, all right, tape isn't enough, right? All right, he even said, this is from a memo from the Washington Post that he published himself, all right? It reads, he says, it's an easy decision for Mexico. Make a one-time payment of $5 to $10 billion to ensure a $24 billion continues to flow into either country after a year. You know what I'm saying? So he basically reads on from there. You know what I'm saying? He said it himself. But he didn't say nothing about writing a check and all the other stuff. And all these other people are really like, oh, well, he doesn't really mean that. He doesn't really mean that they're going to write us a check. It's going to be indirectly. How is it going to be indirectly? What, he's going to Vimeo us or Venmo us some cash? He's going to Cash App it? You know what I'm saying? He's going to be selling some flat tummy teas? Like, come on, get the fuck out of here. That's exactly what he said. And what a lot of white supremacists like to do is they like to do this tactic that they want to just play around with words and all this other stuff. This big debate about he didn't really say that, he didn't really mean that, and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that we better harp on, because it's something that's been recorded. But this is where I'm getting to the whole war on Latin people. When you want to subjugate a group, when you want to make the group the villain, you gotta say everything negative about them. Everything that's culturally associated to them, it's negative, and where they come from is negative. Mexico, right now, it's being lauded as all Latin people coming from there. It's a negative place. Cartels, drugs, and all this other stuff. Trump, he went out and did a press conference, like, you know, those presidential speeches, and lied his ass off on why we need this wall and why we need to even have this thing funded and why there's a government shutdown.
Our southern border is a pipeline for vast quantities of illegal drugs, including meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. Every week, 300 of our citizens are killed by heroin alone, 90% of which floods across from our southern border. More Americans will die from drugs this year than were killed in the entire Vietnam War.
Now, this is why we need the goddamn wall, is because these shipments of drugs is coming in. Mind you, these motherfuckers didn't care about if we died from drugs and overdoses and stuff. Look at the stats. The majority of people dying from heroin, meth, fentanyl are white people, and they don't call it a heroin epidemic. They give it a nice little cute name. It's the same thing, but they give it a little cute name. A opioid epidemic. You know, opioids. Mind you, this is nothing new. This is nothing new. When I was growing up, I was seeing people slumped over with needles hanging from their arm. I'm going to school and all this other shit. There was, you know, a big heroin, you know, issue out in my community when I was growing up. They didn't give a fuck about that. They got us in jail. They locked our asses up. You know what I'm saying? But now when white people are going through it, opioid epidemic, we gotta figure it out. No, let's talk about it. Let's have some counseling and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But this is where he actually goes off the rails, because I did some research on this whole drugs coming from, you know, Mexico type of shit. According to the CIA 2018, you know, drug study or whatever the case is, they point out saying that yes, drugs do come from Mexico in the border, but not in the high amounts and not the type of drugs that Donald Trump is spewing. They're not coming over the wall. They're coming, the majority of drugs, they say like 89% of drugs that are coming from Mexico are being hidden in cargo cars. So a wall is not stopping that. Not like 80-something%. A wall is not stopping that bullshit. It's being hidden inside cars. If let's think logically for 1 second. If I am part of a big multi-million-dollar cartel, right, and I want to get literally my truckloads of drugs through the border to America, because that's the golden cash cow of drugs, right? Am I really gonna go over a wall and not use a road? I'm gonna go on dirt road, and I won't risk damaging a vehicle, losing drugs, and all this. Nah, I'm a concoct some genius cockamamie scheme and put drugs inside tires and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what they'll do. You know what I'm saying? No drugs is coming out over the wall and all this other stuff. The wall is not stopping shit. It's a propaganda, I'm telling you. But fentanyl is not coming from Mexico. It's actually coming from China. So all of that shit that the president said, it's a lie. It's a lie. And this is one of the most funniest things that he actually said. Check this out.
You don't want to know the truth. And watch. And by the way, here's the story. There is another major caravan forming right now in Honduras. And so far, we're trying to break it up. But so far, it's bigger than anything we've seen. And a drone isn't going to stop it. And a sensor isn't going to stop it. But you know what's going to stop it in its tracks? A nice, powerful wall.
What the fuck is he talking about? Are you serious? You hear this bullshit? The way he's describing the way he's describing this immigration caravan is like we're a goddamn fourth grade hurricane. You know what I'm saying? There's a big caravan forming. It's on our way to United States. What will stop it is a big wall. A wall is gonna stop this caravan. Now get the yo. This guy is acting like we're like we're a fucking hurricane and coming to destroy shit. Get the fuck out of here. Listen, this is a war on Latin people, okay? This is a war on Latin people. Donald Trump is a white supremacist. There's no doubt about that. His history talks about that, okay? He is a white supremacist. Everything that he's been talking about, his whole campaign, stems on white supremacy. That's no difference from what's going on. I'm telling you guys better start waking up. This is a war on Latin people. It was totally cool when the blacks were getting fucked over, right? That's what it is. It's totally cool when the blacks are getting fucked over. But when it comes to us, oh, let's join hands. We're all in this together and all this. Nah. We should have been right there when he was starting all that racist bullshit with the Central Park 5 and not letting black people live in his tendons and all this other shit. That's what we should have just, like, you know, cut him off. You know what I'm saying? But he always had these ideas. But this is a war on Latin people. It's gonna get to the point that I might be reaching, but it's gonna get to the point where he's gonna continue this government shutdown to the point where federal workers are gonna go hungry. And when federal workers are gonna go hungry, they're gonna start taking matters into their own hands. And guess who they're going to harm then? Guess who they're going to harm? Let's not be surprised where we're gonna start finding videos of Latin people getting hung, of Latin people getting shot, and all that, because we are becoming the target. It doesn't matter if you don't speak Spanish and all that. You are brown and you're Latin. You are the issue why I'm not getting paid. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna happen. It might be a reach. I don't know, but I see this happening. If we're going to go throughout history, I've seen this happening. I'm telling you guys, it's a war on Latin people. We should not be out here, you know what I mean? Like, just letting this shit go on and on and on and on and on. You know what I mean? This motherfucker is actually, you know, putting in fear and lies on this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? On this whole situation. And also, for those who are wondering about the GoFundMe wall thing, you know what I'm saying? That shit got deaded. You know, GoFundMe cut that shit off. And now the guy who started the GoFundMe said, listen, just send me the money personally. I pinky promise that it's gonna go to the wall. My man's gonna take that money, get some new legs, and fucking bounce. I'm telling you, my man is gonna leave. He's gonna finesse you motherfuckers, big. But all I'm saying is that this is a war on Latin people, and we gotta get ready. We have to stay ready and get ready. For those Latin people who had these racist ideologies on black people, guess what? This is our nigga wake-up call. We thinking Latin people, we're thinking that white people are all good. As long as I work, as long as I'm good, everything's gonna be all right. Nah, this is the war on Latin people. We gotta wake the fuck up. We got to wake the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to reach out to me, remember, hit me up on Instagram and Twitter at the same name, radical_Latino_. And I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.